"You'll never find anyone like me," she smirked after admitting her affair, so I proved her right by finding someone better. Now she's single at 35 and begging me to leave my fiancé. Hey. Before we move on to the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thanks. 3 years. That's how long I thought Madison and I were building something real together. I'm Jake, 28, a software developer who believed that love meant supporting your partner through everything. Madison was 32, worked in marketing, and had this confidence that initially drew me in like a magnet. She was beautiful, successful, and somehow chose me, or so I thought. Looking back now, I can see the signs I ignored. The way she'd introduce me to her friends with a slight hesitation. How she'd jokingly mention that she was dating down. The little comments about my Honda Civic when her coworkers drove BMWs. But I loved her, and I thought that was enough. It wasn't. The discovery came on a Tuesday evening in March. Madison had left her phone on the kitchen counter while she showered, and it kept buzzing with notifications. The screen lit up with messages from someone saved as D with a fire emoji. I wasn't the type to snoop, but when I saw "Can't wait to have you all to myself tonight," I felt my stomach drop. When Madison came out of the shower, I was sitting on our couch with her phone in my hands. "We need to talk," I said quietly. She saw the phone and didn't even try to deny it. Instead, she wrapped her towel tighter and sat across from me with this defiant look I'd never seen before. "How long?" I asked. 2 months, she said, like she was discussing the weather. "Look, Jake, I didn't plan for this to happen, but Derek, he's different." "Different how?" She sighed, like I was being difficult. "He's successful, Jake. Really successful. He drives a Porsche, owns 3 properties, takes me to restaurants I could never afford on your salary." She paused, studying my face. "I'm 32. I can't waste time pretending we're in the same league when we're not." I felt something cold settle in my chest. "So this is about money?" "It's about potential," she snapped. "Derek sees the world differently. He's ambitious, he's going places. You're comfortable. And comfortable isn't enough for me anymore." I set her phone down carefully on the coffee table. "Are you leaving me for him?" "I don't know yet," she said, and that casual cruelty hit harder than a definitive yes would have. "Derek hasn't made any promises. But Jake, you have to understand. This is what happens when you aim above your level. Eventually, reality catches up." I stood up slowly. "Is that what you think? That you were doing me a favor by being with me?" Madison's expression softened slightly, like she was about to comfort a child. "Jake, you're a good guy. You're kind. You're stable. You'd make someone a decent husband someday. But I need more than decent. Someone like you deserves more," I said quietly. "Exactly." She seemed relieved that I was finally understanding. "I'm glad you're being mature about this." I walked toward our bedroom, my bedroom now, I supposed. At the doorway, I turned back. "You're right, Madison. You do deserve more. And you're absolutely right about something else too." She looked up expectantly. "I'll never find anyone like you." The smile that spread across her face was triumphant. "I'm glad you realize that, Jake. Maybe this can be a clean break. No hard feelings." "No hard feelings," I agreed. That weekend, while Madison was at Derek's place, I moved out. I found a small apartment across town, packed my things, and left a simple note on the kitchen counter. "Hope you find what you're looking for. Jake." I blocked her number, removed her from all my social media, and asked our mutual friends not to share information about me with her. It wasn't dramatic or vengeful. I just disappeared from her life as quietly as possible. The first few months were rough. I threw myself into work, started going to the gym regularly, and picked up hobbies I'd neglected. I learned rock climbing, bought a decent camera, and started taking photography classes on weekends. My friends noticed the change. I was more focused, more confident. The guy who used to worry about being good enough was gone. It was at one of those photography classes, 6 months after the breakup, that I met Emma. She was 26, a freelance graphic designer with paint-stained fingers and the most genuine laugh I'd ever heard. When she saw my landscape photos, she didn't comment on the expensive equipment or technique. She talked about how they made her feel. We started getting coffee after class, then dinner, then spending entire weekends exploring the city together. Emma never made me feel like I was reaching above my station. She was impressed by my career, my hobbies, my thoughts on everything from movies to philosophy. With her, I felt like the best version of myself, not a consolation prize. Meanwhile, Madison's perfect life was crumbling. I found out later through a mutual friend that Derek had been married the entire time. His wife discovered the affair when Madison posted a photo of them at a restaurant on her Instagram story, the same restaurant where Derek had taken his wife for their anniversary the week before. The wife hired a private investigator, threatened to take half of Derek's assets in the divorce, and Derek immediately cut all contact with Madison to save his marriage. But it got worse. Derek had business connections throughout the city, including with Madison's company's biggest clients. When the affair became public knowledge, Madison's boss decided she was too much of a liability. She was let go for budget reasons, but everyone knew the real story. Madison tried to reach out to me then, but found herself blocked everywhere. She showed up at our old apartment, only to discover I'd moved and the landlord wouldn't give her my new address. She tried getting my number from friends, but I'd asked them not to share it. For 8 months, I lived in blissful peace. My career was thriving, my relationship with Emma was deepening, and I genuinely forgot about Madison most days. Then one evening, my phone rang with an unknown number. "Jake? It's Madison." I should have hung up immediately, but curiosity got the better of me. "How did you get this number?" "Sarah gave it to me." "Look, I know things ended badly between us, but I've been thinking, maybe we were good together, you know? Maybe we should talk." "I'm seeing someone now, Madison." There was a pause. "Oh, come on. It can't be serious. We had 3 years together. That has to count for something." It was serious enough that I asked her to move in with me last month. "Jake, please. I made a mistake with Derek. He wasn't what I thought he was. You and I, we understand each other. We have history." "We have history," I agreed. "That's exactly why this conversation is over." I hung up and blocked that number too. But Madison wasn't done. 2 weeks later, she showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called up to announce her, and against my better judgment, I agreed to come down and talk to her in the lobby. She looked different, tired, thinner, less polished than the confident woman who'd left me for someone better. When she saw Emma coming down the stairs behind me, her face went pale. Emma was beautiful in a natural way that didn't require designer clothes or perfect makeup. She was wearing jeans and one of my old college sweatshirts, her hair in a messy bun, and she still looked radiant. "Hi," Emma said warmly, extending her hand to Madison. "I'm Emma. You must be Madison. Jake's mentioned you." Madison shook her hand weakly, then turned to me with desperate eyes. "Jake, can we talk privately? Please." I looked at Emma, who squeezed my arm and said, "I'll wait upstairs." That trust, that security in our relationship, it was everything Madison had never been. Once Emma was gone, Madison's composure cracked. "She's just a rebound, Jake. You know what we had was real. I made a mistake, but Derek wasn't what I thought he was. He was married. Did you know that? He used me. I'm sorry that happened to you. I was going through something. You know me better than anyone. We can work through this." "I see that now." "Madison, what we had wasn't real. What was real was you telling me I wasn't good enough for you." I was confused. I was scared of settling down, but now I know what I want. I want us. There is no us. There hasn't been for over a year. Her voice rose slightly. "You can't tell me you're serious about her. She's a kid, Jake. She doesn't understand you like I do. She doesn't know about your mom's cancer scare, or how you hate your middle name, or that you talk in your sleep when you're stressed." "You're right," I said calmly. "She doesn't know those things yet. But the difference is she wants to learn them because she cares about me, not because she's cataloging my weaknesses." Madison stared at me like I'd slapped her. That's not what I was doing, wasn't it?" I turned to leave, but she grabbed my arm. "Jake, please. I'm 35 now. I don't have time for games anymore. I know what I want, and it's you. I'll do whatever it takes. Move in with you, marry you, whatever you want. Just give me another chance." I gently removed her hand from my arm. "Madison, do you know what you taught me?" She looked hopeful. "What?" "You taught me exactly what I don't want in a partner. Emma has never once made me feel like I'm not enough. She's never compared me to other men or made me feel like I should be grateful for her attention. She loves me for who I am, not what I can provide." Madison's face crumpled. "But I love you too." "I know that now." "No, you don't. You love the idea of having a safety net. You love knowing someone will always be there to catch you when you fall. But that's not love, Madison. That's convenience." I started walking toward the elevator, then turned back one last time. "You were right about one thing, though. I'll never find anyone like you. And thank God for that." The elevator doors closed on Madison's shocked face, and I never saw her again. A year later, Emma and I got engaged. The proposal was simple, during a sunrise hike we'd planned together, with a ring I'd saved for months to buy. She said yes before I'd even finished asking the question. Our engagement party was everything I'd wanted, small, intimate, filled with people who genuinely cared about us. Emma's parents flew in from Oregon, my college friends came, and even my normally stoic father got emotional during his toast. I was refilling drinks in the kitchen when I heard commotion from the living room. Through the doorway, I saw Madison standing in my doorway, uninvited and desperate. "I'm sorry to crash the party," she was saying to Emma, "but I need to talk to Jake. It's important." Emma, bless her, remained calm. "I'll get him for you." She found me in the kitchen, touched my arm gently, and whispered, "Your call. I can ask her to leave if you want." "No, it's okay. I'll handle it." I walked out to find Madison looking around at our apartment, the photos on the walls, the life Emma and I had built together. She looked older, worn down by whatever the past 2 years had brought her. "Madison, this isn't appropriate. This is our engagement party." I know, but Jake, please, just hear me out." Her voice was shaking. "I'm 35 now. I don't have time for games or pride. I know what I want, and it's you. It's always been you." The room had gone quiet. Emma's parents were staring. My friends were uncomfortable, but I kept my voice level. "Madison, you need to leave. She's just a kid, Jake. She doesn't understand you like I do. We have history. We have connection. I'll do anything, move in with you, marry you, have your children. Whatever you want." That's when I realized everyone was watching, waiting to see how I'd handle this. Emma was standing by the window, calm and trusting, letting me deal with my past without interference. I took Madison's arm gently and led her to the hallway outside my apartment, closing the door behind us. "Madison, I'm going to say this once, and then I never want to see you again." She nodded eagerly, like I was about to declare my love. "You were right about one thing 2 years ago. I will never find anyone like you. Emma is nothing like you. She's kind where you were cruel. She's supportive where you were dismissive. She builds me up instead of tearing me down." Madison's face began to crumble as she realized where this was going. "You taught me exactly what I don't want in a partner, and for that, I'm grateful. You showed me what it feels like to be with someone who thinks they're settling for you. And now I know what it feels like to be with someone who chooses me every single day. Jake, please. Emma has never once made me feel like I'm not enough. She's never compared me to other men or made me feel like I should be grateful for her attention. She loves me for who I am, not what I can provide or how I make her look to other people." Madison was crying now, mascara running down her cheeks. "You're 35, and you're panicking because you thought you could do better, and now you realize you can't. But that's not my problem anymore. You made your choice when you told me I'd never find anyone like you." I opened my apartment door, and the sound of laughter and conversation spilled out. "You were absolutely right, Madison. I never will find anyone like you. And that's the best thing that ever happened to me." I stepped back inside and closed the door, leaving her in the hallway. Through the peephole, I watched her stand there for a full minute before finally walking away. I never saw her again. Emma appeared beside me, slipping her hand into mine. "You okay?" she asked softly. I looked around at our home, at our friends celebrating our future, at this woman who loved me unconditionally, and I smiled. "I'm perfect." Later that night, after everyone had gone home and we were cleaning up, Emma asked, "Do you want to talk about what happened?" "There's nothing to talk about," I said, wrapping my arms around her. "Madison was part of my past. You're my future. And I'm in every word." The irony wasn't lost on me. Madison had been right. I'd never find anyone like her. She was manipulative, superficial, and cruel. Emma was genuine, kind, and loving. I proved Madison right by finding someone completely different, someone infinitely better. And that was the sweetest revenge of all. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.